Hi guys, welcome back to Ricola's Crochet Corner. I am Crystal. Yeah, I will address the first thing is, yes, I chopped off all my hair. I'm not in love with it, but you know what? It is what it is. It'll grow back and it'll be a little better once it grows a little bit. The girl cut off a little more than I asked her to, but it's all good. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, everybody's probably going to be like, wow, your hair's short. It's short. Okay, so I have a few makes that I want to show you guys. I'm trying to remember if I've got them all, probably not, but anyway, we'll start with what I have. So the first one that I want to show you is from this book, Zumigurumi, Endangered Animals. This book I had pre-ordered a while back. I got it probably, I want to say July. I got it, and I thought the reason I wanted it was because I saw this on it. Now this is, that one you have to use fur yarn, and I started to try to make it with fur yarn and I was having a hard time making it. So I think I might just make them with regular yarn because I really want to make him. He's cute. But I did make one out of here. I'm going to show you if I can find the pattern. There's a lot of cool patterns. There's some that I'm like, nah, we'll never make it, but there's this one I want to try to do, the sloth, because I thought that was cute. But I think this is the book where I got this pattern. Ah, yes it is. Okay. So I made Gilly the axolotl. So this is the pattern that I did decide to make out of this book. I only made one pattern so far out of the book, but I will be making more. And here is my version of that pattern. I think she's cute. I put the eyes kind of have a pink in behind them. I thought it would be cute. And then I have the black sparkle yarn. It's the Red Heart Sparkle. And then the gray, I don't even remember what this is. It's a yarn that I had got from Hobie a while back. And that's basically it. This one was really easy. So the whole body and the head were all done in one piece, and then these were done separate, and then the arms were done separate, and of course the tail. So you just have to sew on I don't know, they're not ears, but you know, whatever they are called. Those you have to sew on, and you have to sew on the arms and the tail. That's it. Really wasn't that hard. Really was a quick project. I got it done in like a couple hours. It was pretty easy to do. Not that hard. So that's one. I mean, it's a good, easy pattern. I don't think it's too hard. There is one in here that I want to try, but I'm just so not sure if I can do it or not. This is another one that I wanted to make. And it looks definitely a lot more complicated than I don't know if I want to do it. I'm not sure. I mean, it's cute, no. And then the sloth is another one that I wanted to make. And then this, Pan the giant panda. I don't know. I love the way it looks. I'm thinking I'm gonna make that guy because he seems like one that I want to make. But they have a lot of cute patterns in here. If you haven't seen the book yet, it is a cute pattern. I also pre-ordered another book, and I just got an email saying it's going to be delivered by October 16th, I think it was. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it comes sooner rather than later. Now, I'll show you another one I started. I've almost got him finished. So I made Baby Yoda. This guy is friggin' massive and he's heavy. And I used loops and threads, home, you know, the chenille stuff. And the ears are not sitting correctly. They're just floppy, wobbly. So I think the yarn was not the best yarn to use for this project. I think I should have used something with a bit more stability because the ears are flopping wrong and they're not sitting the way I wanted it to. And I still have to like do a nose and like do some eyebrows so it actually looks like Baby Yoda. Right now it doesn't look like Baby Yoda. His hands, his feet are cute though. I do like his feet. So you can take the jacket off and stuff too, but I don't want to take it off because his feet were cute to do, but he is massive. He is a big guy. I've got to get a button sewn on to keep his jacket closed, but like I said, I don't love the ears. I'm kind of frustrated with the ears. They're just not sitting the way I want them to. And I've tried like sewing them differently, but I'm like, there's just no way to get that ear to stay the way it's supposed to stay. So anyway, that's one of my I'm calling that a fail because it's not really done the way I want it to be done. The next thing I did, now I'm working on another pattern, so I'm trying not to lose the pattern in this book. Where's the pattern I did? No. And that Yoda, it's a pattern, I believe, off of Etsy or Ravelry. I'll try to remember to link it down below. This is the one I did. I'm going to just keep my finger because I'm doing another one. This is the one that I made. She is a cute beaver. Mine looks slightly different. I think because I made the romper, I didn't go down a hook size. I used the same hook because I wasn't thinking. So my romper ended up being way bigger, and I didn't go with color striping. I just did the red heart ombre yarn, so mine's variegated. And then the reason I'm holding it is because I am currently working on this one, but I'm not done it yet. So I've got the page where I was working on it saved. So now you've seen that book. That is Amigurumi Treasures 2 book, in case you're interested. That's the one I was using for this. So here is my beaver and her tail back here. So they actually have you sew the romper closed in between legs, so you can't take it off. I would guess, though, if you wanted to make it so that the kid could take it off, you could just not sew it. And it actually has a hole in the romper for the tail. So you could take it off if you didn't sew it in between. I did follow the instructions and sewed it in the thing. All of the yarn I used, well, I used different yarns. So this is the Red Heart Ombre. This is the loops, no, is it Loops and Threads now? Because it was something else and now it's changed. But you know the cheap stuff you can get at Michael's? I think it's now Loops and Threads, and it's used to be Craft Smart yarn. Anyway, so I used that for the main parts. The ears are cute, and that's just scraps of pink. And then this headband is actually creme cotton, because I wanted it in this color and I didn't have that particular color in any other yarn. So I had to use the creme cotton for that. And the rest of the beaver is just made with that. Yeah, I think it used to be Craft Smart yarn, but now I think they changed it to Loops and Threads. But anyway, this one was a lot more challenging to make. So I will warn you, because if you want to make it, it is a ton of sewing. There's sewing. And I messed up her teeth a little bit, but whatever. She's got teeth. You can see she's a beaver. So this face thing you have to sew on. The ears you have to sew on. You have to sew the bow together. You have to sew on the arms, the tail, the legs. It's a lot of sewing. And you have to sew the head to the body. So it's just a lot of pieces. So I found, what I did was I crocheted all the pieces, got it all ready, and then just sewed it all together. But this is the beaver. She is cute. I don't love the romper. Like I said, stupidly enough, I didn't change hook sizes, so the romper looks ridiculously huge. And it is, because I didn't change hook sizes. So my suggestion to you is, if you're going to make this, make sure you switch hook sizes to make sure you definitely go down a size for, I think it said to go down to a 4 or something. I can't remember. In the book, if you get the book, it'll tell you which hook sizes you need. I always use the same size hook for my amigurumi just because it's a comfortable size for my hands. It's 3.75 hook, which is an F, I believe. That's the hook I use all the time for every single amigurumi, except if I'm using the chunky yarn, then I use a different size, but depends on the yarn. But when I'm making one out of worsted weight yarn, I always use a 3.75 hook. Mine always end up being way bigger than what they measure theirs to be. Mine's always bigger. Probably because I'm using that hook. I don't know, but it is what it is. Next thing I will tell you, I will insert a picture probably at the end or the beginning, somewhere in there, of another shruggy that I made. So a little story. My daughter went to school wearing her green one that I showed in the last video that I posted, and a couple of her friends loved it and wanted me to make them one and asked how much it would cost for me to make it. long story short, my daughter went to school. Her friend said, here's $25 because I gave them a price. I didn't think they were going to want it. Anyway, they did. So my daughter took the money, but I was like, oh, that's so great. She came home and she was like, I sold the Shruggy. You can make the Shruggy for her. And I sold it and it was $25. And I was like, oh, wow, I got 25 bucks. I was like, woohoo. And then in the same sentence, she proceeds to tell me that there was a book fair at school and she decided to take the $25 for something I hadn't made and buy books. So anyway, that was a learning for all of us. It was a learning for her that day, and it was a learning for me that day because I never thought I would have to have that particular conversation, but we had it. Anyway, you'll see it in the thing. It's made out of this yarn. I don't have it because I quickly whipped it up and sent it with her to school the next day because I was like, you need to give this girl her Shruggy that you took money for. Anyway, I had to whip that up that night. It took me probably about 5 hours to get it done because I wasn't using a pattern, right? I was just kind of working out of my head. So it's trial and error. Anyway, it got done. The girl got it. But I used a yarn that I will say I'm not in love with. I found it very hard to frog. It's soft and it's lush and it's pretty, but I don't love it. I wouldn't use it again, but I tried it anyway. So it's loops and threads, mixed up acrylic blend, 226 yards. And the colorway I used was, oh, they don't have a name. They have number. Anyway, 11004. But this is it. That's all I have left of, this is the third skein. So it didn't go as far as the, what I used for the first one. I used a cake. I used that, Colorama cake. Anyway, so this didn't go as far and it was hard to frog. So when I messed up, it was a real pain in the butt to try to pull it out. Because it's got that hair, you can see it's hairy and it sticks to itself. It was not the funnest thing to work with. I mean, it's beautiful and it made a very nice Shruggy, which I will put a picture either at the beginning or at the end. Somewhere you'll see a Shruggy and it's in the, it kind of reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream. That's what it reminds me of. So anyway, and then I finished a project that I had started literally, oh, I still haven't sewn in the tails. That's how, anyway, I started this project, I would say probably about 3 years ago. I know that I bought it on Etsy. I didn't even use the pattern for the sleeves. I just kind of attached the yarn and away I went because I was like, I'll just follow the kind of basic concept of the shirt to make the sweater, and I just made it to fit me in length. Anyway, I'll stand up. I'm not going to put it on. It's stupid hot here. But you can see it is a skull and it is a mesh sweater. And you can see I still have the tails hanging down from the arms. So the arms I basically just attached up here where the pattern, like it was 2 panels. So basically they give you an option to do just 1 panel with the skull, or you could do the back panel, but I just did the back panel as the mesh. So basically it's the same count. You just do the mesh for 8,000 rows, it felt like. Anyway, I love it. It got finished. And for the cuffs, all I did was when I got done with the mesh row, I decided to do 3 rows of front post, back post, double crochets to kind of give it a little bit of texture, because you can see the bottom has a nice texture and the collar has the same sort of like, well, not same, but you know, it has a bit of a solid. Anyway, that's why I did that. So this pattern is, I believe, on Etsy. I will have to look for it. If I can't find it, if you go on Etsy and you type in skull, skull top, skull mesh, it'll come up. I know it comes up on Pinterest when you type in skull mesh or skull fillet crochet. It'll come up if you type those things, so you'll find it that way. The yarn I used for this, which it is super beautiful, soft and everything, but it is stupid heavy. It is very droopy, but it is stupid heavy. I would not use this yarn in hindsight, I thought it was going to be a great yarn to use because it is super soft. Like it is, oh, you could sleep on this thing. It is so buttery soft. And that's why it's called Feels Like Butter Yarn. So that's the yarn I used for this pattern. It is very droopy and it is very heavy. So this thing weighs a ton. It is heavy, heavy. It'll be great for the winter, but it is really heavy. So I don't know if you guys watch Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches. I mean, 99.999% of you do. Today kicked off her Lion Brand week. She's actually using my favorite yarn. I think I'm going to screw up the name of her pattern, but it's Blueberry Beret today, and it was the one made out of my favorite yarn, Jeans yarn. And I'm trying to, I want to make one of them because I love Jennifer and I love all of her patterns. And she actually makes a shruggie, and my daughter saw her shruggie and said, oh, can you make that? But can you make the sleeves a little long, like not so up high where they start doing the bell where they go lower? And I was like, yeah, when she does her tutorial, I'll see how she does it. And I will definitely, make you another one. Because I saw it and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I love how her take on it was awesome. So if you guys should definitely check out Jennifer, and you should definitely check out this week. She's doing a lot of really cool tutorials. She's got 5 tutorials, and I know for sure I'm going to watch them all. I just don't think I have the time to do all of them because I don't know how she gets everything done that she gets done. I know that I am currently working on a pattern test for, I believe it's called Sunflower Lovers Blanket. And it is 71 squares, 18 hexagons, and a whole bunch of triangles. It is one heck of a project. It is huge. I was like so excited when I started it, and now I'm just like, oh no, I think I took off more than I can chew here, or not took off, bit off more than I can chew. So I'm working on that, and then I also decided to help Dana, and I've started hers, and I'm gonna hopefully get that done today. A pattern test for Dana, pot warmer thing. So I've got a few pattern tests to do before I can focus on Jennifer's stuff, but I love Jennifer's patterns, so go check her out. Everything that I can link will be linked down and below, and any pictures of projects or things like that I have, I will put it in the beginning of the video probably, and that shruggie I talked about will probably be in the beginning. Yeah, you'll see it. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have it to show you guys because I had to give it to the kid. Okay, so now that I've talked for forever, showed you all of my whips, or not my whips, my finished projects, I will let you guys go, and I will hopefully be back soon with something, but I'm doing a lot of projects that are big and not really easy and quick to finish. So hopefully I'll have something soon, but I will let you guys go, and I will be back soon enough. Take care, and we'll see you guys soon.